Welcome back to the Turo Hustle, okay? Today, we're road tripping again. And what a great time to talk about what's our best car, what's our worst car, and how much do they actually make on Turo. And if you stick around to the end, you're gonna find out, hey, what is our best valued car? All right, we're gonna go over numbers, we're gonna go over charts, and we're gonna break it down and show you guys how we decide and how we choose the best car for our area. So as always, subscribe, stick around, and welcome to the Turo Hustle.
Topic number one, what is our best performing car based strictly off of earnings? All right, now that would have to be our 2023 Toyota Highlander. And so far, as of middle of September 2025, it's already brought in just over $13,000. So let's go ahead and talk about, hey, what are some of the reasons that make this such a great car for our area? All right, now the biggest thing is it's a full-size SUV. And people in our area, they love to bring their family, love to bring the kids and everyone, load up the car and go to Yellowstone, go to Glacier, go to the ski hill. So our car can fit 8 people and it's got plenty of room in the back for all their luggage. Right, and on top of that, this car is an all-wheel drive option. You start getting into the winter and a lot of people, they don't feel comfortable driving a front-wheel drive car, a 2-wheel drive car. They want that all-wheel drive. They want that 4-wheel drive to really feel safe, especially because most people that are coming here in the winter, they don't drive in snow. So they don't really know how to drive in snow. That's about our area. Right? Yours could be totally different. Some of the things that don't make this car such a great car for us is this is the only car in our Turo fleet that we have financed. All right, now it's a 2023 Toyota Highlander and we pay $743 a month. That's not including insurance and tires and brakes and oil and all that. So when you start breaking down and start cash flowing this car, that really eats in to a lot of our profit. But I love this car. It's a great option for us. Now let's go on to topic number 2. Okay, so topic number 2. What is our worst performing car strictly off of earnings? And that would be our 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now there's a couple of factors that you want to consider here. First off, we had this car delisted for a couple of months, so my wife had something to drive around in the winter. All right, so obviously that's going to affect some of its earnings. My biggest problem with Jeeps is they're not extremely reliable. Now this car we bought before we knew we were going to do Turo. My wife drove it. Once we started Turo, we onboarded the Jeep to our Turo platform. All right, so it's been a great car for us for about 2 years now. The thing with Jeeps is you really don't read a lot of great things over 100,000 miles with Jeeps. All right, you have Toyota, Lexus, Honda, Subaru, all those you read great things about. Jeeps, not so much. So we're trying to get ahead of the scale, trying to get ahead of the program here, and we want to offload that Jeep. There's nothing wrong with it right now, and that I can see in the future, right? I want to have a clear conscience when we sell a vehicle. Right now, there's nothing wrong with it, but we want to get rid of it before it becomes an issue with 100,000 miles. Because a lot of our cars, we want to run to 200,000 miles. Now, this Jeep's a great option for a lot of people come to our area if it's all, a dad and his kid or a husband and wife, 2, 3 people, right? The Jeep Renegade, it has 4 seats, but when you start talking about that luggage space, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of people forget that it doesn't have a lot of room in the back. All right, but this is a great car. You can park it downtown, go to restaurants. You have a nice ability and maneuverability with this car. So that's topic number 2, our worst performing car. Let's go to number 3. Okay, topic number 3, what is our best valued car? And honestly, what is my favorite car that we have in our fleet? And you should know by now, we've got 4 of them. It's a Subaru Outback. All right, now it's not just any Subaru Outback. We have 2 premiums and we've got 2 limiteds. And you can see that they're just underneath our Highlander in terms of performing wise with the best amount of earnings. Now, let's dive into some of the great things about Subaru Outbacks. They have a ton of room in the back. Lots of luggage room. All right, now that's a key feature. They're easy to maneuver. They're easy to park. People, they have enough clearance to do a little off-roading, gravel roads, or they're trying to get to a trailhead. People love that. They're great for, skiing and parking lots and a little bit of snow on the road. They're all-wheel drive. Subaru is a great option, especially for us in our area. Like I said, it totally depends on the area you're in. Now, why is it our best valued car? All right, now let's say right now I wanted to go out and buy a car for our Turo fleet. What would I do and how would I break this down? So right now it's 2025. I like looking at the cars that are roughly 5, 6, 7 years old. Okay, so you're looking at 2020, 2019, 2018. That's the area that we're going to look in. All right, now also, to list a vehicle on Turo, it's got to have a clean title and it's got to have less than 130,000 miles. So you can list a car with less than 130,000 miles, but and it can go over that once you have it listed, as long as you keep it maintained and in good working condition. So a lot of times I'm looking at cars 126, 127, 128,000 miles on them right before that 130,000 mile mark. Now, a big reason that is because a lot of that value has left the car. And, all right, so like let's say for example, we buy a $40,000 car right off the lot, a 2025. As soon as we drive that car off the lot, we're going to lose roughly $10,000. All right, so now that car's worth 30 grand. All right, now let's say in 3 years we want to sell that vehicle. We're probably only going to sell it for 23, 24, 25,000, depending on where you're at in the market and some other factors. Let's say I buy a 2018 Subaru Outback with 125,000 miles on it, and we get it for 18,000. Okay, now I go to sell that car in 3 years. I'm probably going to sell it for 14,000. So I've only lost 4 grand, whereas if we buy that brand new car in 3 years, I've probably lost 15 grand. So a lot of how you make your money on Turo is what kind of car you buy, is it reliable, how you buy it, and obviously what you pay for it. So like I said, if I'm buying a brand new car right now, I'd be looking at a 2018, 2019, or 2020 Subaru Outback for our area. I'm looking at that 125, 126, 127,000 miles. And then I'm really trying to figure out, hey, what's our budget? All right, because a lot of the places that I'm buying these cars are like, let's say Facebook Marketplace. That's a great place to buy cars. You do want to have a little bit of car knowledge. So when you go to look at these cars, does it have oil leaks? Is the coolant filled? Are people trying to hide stuff from you? And you want to be able to find that. So really dive in and dig into what are the metrics in your area and what are people coming to your place for? Are they going to the beach? Do they need to be all-wheel drive? Because in Montana, a lot of people like that all-wheel drive option, especially in the winter. But like, let's say you're in California on the beach. Do you need that all-wheel drive? Because it costs a lot more. Try and figure out who's coming to your area, what are they coming to your area for, and what is the seasonality, or what do the seasons look like in your area, and you'll really be able to dive in and dig into, hey, what is the best car that I can buy for my value, and to really expand your Turo fleet that much faster. If you're not spending a bunch of money on repairs, and you're not spending a bunch of money on trying to get it cleaned and fixed up, you can really start reinvesting all that into your Turo business and grow it, exponentially faster. So those are some of the reasons that we love the Subaru Outback, and that's why it's our best valued car in our area. And you can see right here on our sheet why it's such a high performer, right? It's a very high performer. We can get them decently cheap and they're reliable. That's a huge, you just can't beat that. So stay tuned to the Turo Hustle, and man, we're so excited that everyone's here. Please subscribe, comment, like, get notified, and stick around. And thanks for all the support. And stay tuned to the Turo Hustle.